Hello and welcome to Spinster's Library. I'm Claudia and I've had a look at the books I read in 2019, and because I like numbers, I put together a little kind of statistics video. So this is gonna be super fun and definitely not at all nerdy. I looked at my Goodreads records for this, which means that the statistics aren't 100% accurate, because usually when I think about my reading in a specific year, I think about the new books that I've read. But Goodreads obviously records everything, including rereads, and I did reread a few books this year, maybe half a dozen or so, which are now included in these statistics. And obviously that skews, for example, things like average rating, because I only reread books that I liked. So my average rating is higher, just slightly higher than if I hadn't included those rereads. In 2019, I read 37 books, and I'm hoping to finish one more by the end of the year. I'm recording this on the 30th, so maybe it'll be 38 by the time you see this video, but maybe not. We'll see. I'm going with what I've got now. And the average rating across those 37 books was 3.5 stars. And I'm really not that happy with that, because one of my goals for 2019 was to read better books. Books that make me happier, books that I really enjoy a lot more, and I have not achieved that. Looking back at my previous years, well, at least the years that I've tracked on Goodreads, in 2018 my average rating was 3.6 stars, so I've actually regressed since then. And in 2017 my average rating was 3.3 stars. So, you know, I started off alright in 2018, and then this year it just went back slightly. I think I'd love to just be able to pick books that I know will make me happier, that I know I will love more. So maybe for 2020 I need to really have a good look at the books that I pick to read and figure out how I can just up the chances of me really loving a book. If you look at the distribution of my ratings, of my star ratings, the most used star rating was 4 stars. So 17 of the 37 books that I read got 4 stars. So that's actually quite a lot. I read 4 5-star reads, which again is down from 2018. And I had a few 1 and 2, and obviously quite a few 3-star reads as well. Looking at the authors, I tried to figure out what the gender split is for the authors I read, and I'm happy to say that without trying, it is pretty much 50-50. I read 1 more book by a female author than by male authors, so it's pretty much straight down the middle, fine by me. I also looked at publication year, because I think of myself as someone who doesn't read a lot of contemporary novels, but actually, books from the 21st century were the second most read century after the 20th century. So I read 1 book from the 18th century. That 1 book was Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. I read 7 books from the 19th century, 15 from the 20th, and 14 from the 21st century. Though I have to say that looking at the 20th century, a lot of the books I read from that century were early 20th century, because I've been on a real kind of early 20th century British literature trip. I read a lot of specifically E.M. Forster, and I read some Virginia Woolf as well, and I've just been enjoying that period in literature. So I expect that will continue into 2020 as well. Now, what do reading statistics actually do, and how do I look at these numbers? Well, I've already said that I am using these statistics to figure out my reading for 2020. I can look at things that I'm happy with, like the gender split. I can look at things I find interesting but that don't really affect my reading choices, like the publication year. But I can also look at what I would like to improve, what I would like to change a little bit. And the main thing here is the average rating. I want to read books that I love more than read books that I don't enjoy. And I think part of that, and this seems a bit counterproductive, is DNFing more. In my personal Goodreads rating system, the way that I use the website, I give 1-star reviews for books that I've DNF'd. So if I read a book, I finished it, I didn't like it, I will give it 2 stars. If I read a book and I just can't even finish it, I DNF it and I give it 1 star. And I only DNF'd 2 books in 2019. And there were more books than that I didn't enjoy. So in 2020, I have to be more strict with myself and tell myself that if I read 100 pages of a book and there's still nothing there, and you know, after 100 pages, if I still don't want to pick it up again, if I'm not enjoying any of it, to put it aside and pick up something better instead. So that's my one big resolution for 2020. Be better at DNFing and pick books that I know I will enjoy more and keep going with those. Don't waste my time on books that I don't like. So that's what the statistics for 2019 told me. If you keep reading statistics like that, then please let me know about them. I'd be very interested to hear things like average rating, things like publication years. You know, just tell me what you have found out about your reading across a single year. Oh, one statistic that I didn't really talk about in detail is the number of books that I've read, because I only read 37 books in 2019, and that is down from 70 books that I read in 2018. I believe 70. Let me just check again. 71. So in 2018, I read 71 books, and then in 2019, that dropped quite significantly to 37, almost halving it. So in 2020, I would like to up my reading again, simply because I get a lot out of reading, and you know, reading more books will make me happier. So I'm going to set my reading goal for 2020 at 60, which is 5 books a month. Is totally achievable for me personally, and see if I can do that. Thank you for watching. Bye.